This is CNN.
Once a week, and there's something that annoys him all about most women. He describes his ideal woman as Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and he says that his friends don't approve of the fact that he answers personal ads. Please welcome Stephen Thomas. Hey, Stephen, how are you? Good to see you. Good to have a seat. Well, let's see. So your friends don't approve of you answering personal ads. Why is that?
My friends seem to think that anybody that has to use a personal ad to get a date has got to be the most worthless, undesirable, loser, desperate person that...
And you obviously don't agree with that.
Well, I've done it a few times, and I've had pretty good luck. So yeah. It's... How
do you decide who to go out with?
Well, what I do is I get the newspaper, I open it up, I get my highlighter, I highlight a bunch of the names, probably 15 or 20 of them.
Is this kind of like picking a racehorse? I mean, you just go by the name or something?
I'm betting on it. And what we do is I call them all up, and I leave a message. I wait for them to call back, and the way that I pick them is I know if they say they look like Winona Ryder or Goldie Hawn, that they don't, and it's completely opposite.
Okay.
Or if they're a complete wacko, like a religious cultist or something like that, I stay away from them. And I'll end up like with 2 or 3. And
does it usually work out? Does it ever work out?
Well, my friends prefer meeting people through friends.
No. Does it ever work out for you?
It works out for me because I have had more luck doing that than my friends have meeting girls at bars or meeting them through mutual friends.
So anyway, we're going to show you the women that Stephen had to choose from. Now remember, you're going to pick the woman that you think's best for him. Get through this as fast as I can. First, Katie, she rates herself a 9. She believes that she resembles Marilyn Monroe and Madonna. Hey, there's a Quinella for you. In her free time, she enjoys baking, reading romance novels, watching Disney movies, and sleeping. And here's more from Katie.
I was born and raised Catholic in Covina. Catholic, and I want to get married, and I want to have kids, and I don't want to work. I want at least 5 kids, all boys except for 1 girl. And I want, I don't know, I want like a fairy tale life.
There's a woman with a plan, I'll tell you. Next there was Jennifer. She was raised in New Jersey. She believes that men like her hair because, or they like her hair because, or they like her. They don't just like her hair, they like her too. And they like her because she's not clingy and she's usually happy with a 6-pack and a pizza. She prefers men with dark hair and light colored eyes, and here's what she told us about her last blind date.
So we go and meet for coffee. Short little dude with this little baseball cap and this big nose, and he's just like, you know, one of those just non-exciting looking guys, you know. The glasses and just not my type.
Finally, Debbie describes herself as honest to the point of being blunt. She has a secret passion for men's noses. She dates about once or twice a month, and she says that she hasn't had much luck dating lately, and she gave us an example.
Well, then I go out with this guy, everything's great, and he doesn't ever call again. Never see him again. Why? Oh, I'll call you in 45 minutes, he says. So I'm sitting there going, okay, we're going to see each other in 45 minutes, you know, take a shower, get all ready to go. 3 or 4 weeks later, I'm still sitting there going, never called.
All right, those are the 3 women that Stephen had to choose from. Time for you to vote. Who would you send him out with? We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to meet the woman that Stephen selected, hear everything that happened on their date. We'll do that. 2 and 2. Be right back up. Both sides. Hello to Debbie Hergert. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Chuck.
How are you?
Good.
Make yourself at home back there. And he says hi.
Hi, Stephen.
Hello.
Well, here we go. Tell me about the date.
Well, I called her on the phone, and we decided what to do, and we were going to go wine tasting up in Santa Barbara.
Hey. It's like a theme show we got going on here.
She lives down in Newport Beach, so she drove up to my place in L.A.
You're going to Santa Barbara?
We're going up to Santa Barbara. We hopped in the car, we hopped in my truck, and we're driving up there, trying to figure out if it's just friendship or if it's a love connection. And we're talking, and she says, well, you know, sometimes the dates go kind of late, so I brought an overnight bag. So I'm like, yes. Excellent. Now we're talking.
That's kind of an interesting thing to mention.
I thought I'd tease him a little bit, you know.
I see.
Get the date going off on the right foot.
I got you. Okay. She's playing with you.
She was playing with me.
Okay.
We went to the different wineries, and we decided afterwards to go back down to Santa Barbara to a place and have dinner. Okay. And at this time, we had a few drinks, so we're all feeling pretty good. And
A few hours of drinks.
And a few hours. And I'm feeding her pasta. So, I mean, that's kind of an intimate thing, and things are going along pretty good. So I suggested to her that, well, you know, we bought a couple bottles of wine, and it's a pretty long drive back to Santa Barbara, so why don't we get a hotel
Crack those babies open.
Why don't we get a hotel room and drink those wine?
And what did she say with her overnight bag under her arm?
She pretended like she didn't even hear me.
Yeah.
She didn't hear that one, Chuck.
She ignored me.
Yeah, you didn't want to deal with that, right?
No, he was so nonchalant about it, I thought he was joking. And I just kind of blew it off. Like,
Well, now what if he
I was
wasn't joking?
I wasn't going to answer at that moment in time.
Okay.
Well,
So you jump in the truck and go back to Los Angeles?
No, he mentioned it again after dinner.
well, after dinner, I walked her out to the truck, and
He wasn't getting out of Santa Barbara without this hotel room.
Right, I figured I might as well try one more time. So I asked her if she wanted to get a hotel room because it was a long drive back to LA.
And then what did you say?
I blew that one off, too.
Yeah, she pretty much blew it off.
What'd she say?
No.
I didn't really make a comment.
She didn't say
on it.
anything. She pretended like she didn't hear it again. So, anyways, we get back into my truck and we're driving home. So I reached over and started massaging her shoulders, and I think she was enjoying it because she started to purr like a pussycat.
I was not purring.
What were you doing?
I was enjoying it, but I wasn't making any moaning noises or anything.
I didn't say moaning. I said purr.
So you're having a better time than she is, apparently.
I was having a good time. I was trying to keep
No, I
my
was having a
concentration
good
on the
time.
road.
I was having a good time.
Oh, don't get so defensive, Debbie. I know you were having
I just didn't know how you was purring.
So now you get back to L.A.
We get back to LA finally, and we go into my apartment and we sit down on the couch.
And
watch
what time
TV.
is it? You guys have been together forever.
Since 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Chuck.
and what time is it now?
It's about 8 o'clock at night.
8 o'clock
It's about
at night.
8 o'clock.
Almost 12 hours.
Right, it's about 8 o'clock at
10
night, and she's very tired, and she falls asleep with her head on my lap.
He's got one of
So-
those couches that sucks you in and makes you want to go to sleep.
So she woke up about half an hour later, and I figured I might as well try a third time. And I said, Debbie, you know, if you're too tired to drive all the way back down to Newport Beach, you might as well just...
We can go back to Santa Barbara and get that hotel room.
Exactly. So to this point, I just suggested my apartment. And she basically said, no way.
No, I thought he was a nice guy, and I wasn't going to spend the night on the first date. I mean, you don't want to do that. If you like somebody, you don't want to do that.
So now, you know, you date a lot, don't you? Come on.
Not that frequently.
Well, how
no.
often do you date, Debbie?
Probably 2 to 3 times a month.
Well, that's enough. Yeah, that's almost once a week.
Yeah,
how does
so
he compare to guys you date?
Well, we were together 14 hours. He actually was longer than most of my relationships. So I got to know him really well.
Okay.
All right, I'm not going to touch that.
How did you say goodbye?
Well, I walked her out to her car, and of course it's a little awkward then, so I gave her a big hug. So,
good.
yeah, we had a great time. I had a great day.
Sounds like a good fun date.
was.
Yeah, let's take a look and see the audience pick for you. Debbie, 44%. Just me. If you want to ask her out again, we'll pay.
Debbie, would you like to go out again?
Yes, I would.
Come on out, Deb. So you had a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, thanks for coming on the show and sharing your date. We appreciate it. We're going to come right back with our next guest right after this. Stay with us.